if you guys are thinking of illegally mining sand, do not, Roland will not rent you a crane. I will. Okay. We'll cut something together. Okay. Yes, gentlemen.
Thanks, Roland. Mr. Chan, I'm from Twitter. I'm here to learn. Now, first of all, there are two questions I think are interlinked. The first one is that what's your, you see, life cycle matters a lot. I mean, your current standing now, I mean, maybe you can go around 30, 40 years, I don't know what then. Now, what's the vision in terms of numbers, okay, growth, asset size, or capitalization, or maybe turnover? What's your dream, I mean, for your business? Okay, that's one. I mean, under your leadership. The other is interlinked is that, you know, people who become billionaires, or I mentioned Li Ka-shing, one very respected man of Asia. Now they run those companies. They diversify totally out of even a core business. Now, what is your view? I mean, and then in that instance, for instance, now you will be top 10 property developer in Asia. For instance, one day, 20 years now, I mean, you find the right team, right partners again, you know, and for growth. And market in China, you can do basically like so many things to do. So, what is your personal view and what's the ambition? Where is it coming from? And obviously, you are also doing this for a lot of other people, not yourself, definitely. I'm very sure. So, our team of today is bright team and partners. Let's say you are going to diversify to a totally new business. I mean, you're going to find again the right team, the right partners, and some business you don't even understand too much. So you're going to bet on people and believe them. And where are you now? I mean, eventually. Thank you.
Well, I think you will tell me how what's the percentage of growth? You know, I think the one is really is only talking about the equipment side of it. Right? Now, you look at my 2007 until now. And now, actually, we have it dropped 50%. So obviously, you know, to grow enough 50%, that is not difficult for me. It's a matter of 1 or 2 years. You know. Now, beside the core business that we have, you know, we have also an investment company. You know, we also invest in people. You know. Just like our government actually introduced a lot of programs like angel investor here and there. Within our group we do that. We invest in company, we invest in person, you know, and hopefully that, you know, we can get the right person, you know, to run for us. Now our family actually, I'm actually more fortunate. Right? I have a very large family. I got about 8 to 9 brothers. You know. Now it's fortunate enough that they are looking after all the business in Singapore. And we send the best men out. You know. And you are not so fortunate like me. You know. I think probably you only have 1 or 2 brothers. And I think don't blame the society, blame your father. So the thing is, if we want to join venture out, we must select the best person out there. You know, we don't always stop at this moment. We are not happy with what we are right now. You know, we want to invest in people we want to grow, but you must have a right person to beside you. I think important is to invest in the right people.
Yes. Another question. We should be ending very shortly, so can I say, can this be the last two questions?
No.
Oh, okay.
Roland, hi, thanks for the sharing. Okay, actually my question is very simple. I just want to find out, given where you are right now and what you are right now, whether you have any worries, and if yes, what are your worries?
If you talk about my worry, of course, you know, is you find the right person to continue with the business. So a successful plan, you know, is always a main subject in my company, that we want to find a group of young men, successful people to take over the company. And that is my goal. You know, and if I can do it within 5 years, 10 years, I'll be very happy. You know, and I think there will be a lot of youngsters are able to take up the job. You know, if we can find the right person.
Okay. Last question, please, from the floor. Wait, before we end.
Over here. My name is Esmolo from Goldie Capital. I'm just more interested in finding out about the crane business specifically. Seems that in upturns and downturns your business did quite well. So could you share what was your asset utilization at the lowest point of the cycle? And what's the typical return you would make on one mobile crane? And more curiously, after the end of the life of a mobile crane, what happens to it?
Are you a competitor?
In the interest of full disclosure, I own no cranes whatsoever.
He started the business to compete with me. You know? Well, I think a typical crane, it can last commercial lifetime, commercial, you know, it can use probably 30 years. And a crane itself is not like computers or high-tech equipment. It's not obsolete. You know, a crane 30 years old still can use in America. You know, so what the function is just to lift it, whether fast or slow by half a day doesn't matter. As long as you put it properly. You know, you look at the big project. You know, sometimes the preparation take you few days, but then lifting 1 day. But the crane down there already there for about few weeks. You know, we collected the money already. You remember that there's a big bill because you know I have put one of my big crane down there. My crane down there standing there never move anything. I collect money. You know, all you need to lift something and just put it there. You know, just take a very short time. But preparation take a lot of time. Now, and this crane is not the return. You know, rule of thumb is you please don't start a business by yourself. But there also some danger, depending when you buy, how you buy, where is the customer. You know, we normally take back a crane and whatever we bought within 3 years or 4 years. You know, and this crane still can use for 30 years. You know, but the trick is the mix of the crane. Yeah, you don't go tomorrow and buy big one and just start down there with a house and cannot move. So you must know the market trends. You know, when are they going to use it, how are they going to use it. But for us, because we are quite a big range, you know. So our customer base is very wide. Right? So you can say that it's a very good. What sort of business you get? I mean, that's why we never buy property. You know, the property return 1%, 2%. Our return is 30%. Right? So and the crane will never spoil. Very hard to spoil because it's a big piece of iron. You know? And it's a very unique business. Not many people want to do it, and not many people because it's very capital intensive.
Okay, you can ask Roland questions out after this because we're having dinner. Roland joining us, right? So you can just go up to him asking questions. So as moderator, I get to ask the very last question. Oh yeah, okay, bear me for okay. Roland, you grew one of the biggest, or if not the largest, crane company in the whole world, and you're from Singapore, right? We're such a small country, and yet no one. I don't know whether you imagined yourself when you started this business that you were going to be the number one in the world, but you did it. There are many businesses you became successful. But for the benefit of all the SMEs here, can you name maybe one main reason why you think you were successful? There are many, but what's the main reason that you think you're successful today? What would it be?
Probably is the people that I know, the network. I think it's a lot of time it's it's your friends, it's your colleague, or it's your people that you know. that make it a lot of, you cut short a lot of learning time, you know. The people is the most important, you know. But when you get people, you want to get right people, you might have the good connection. You know, you have a lot of friends with you, yeah, a lot of business group with you. If you stay alone,